So I've told you guys bits and pieces of my story before, but I've never told you or anybody the whole entire thing. So today I want to open up to you. Let's go back to 2006. It started there and I was in 6th grade. I had just moved with my mom to my stepdad's house. I was starting a new school. I didn't have a lot of friends, so I was on the internet a lot. I saw people were doing like celebrity posing and I saw a Dylan Sprouse page, and so I took interest to that. I ended up being Cody Lindley, and this lasted from 2006 to 2009. In 2009, I had a group of friends on the internet that I talked to every day, and we all admitted that we weren't the celebrities, clearly. When everybody came out on the internet, I told everyone my name was Anthony and that I was a year older than I actually was. I was a catfish. So when everyone admitted who they were, one of my friends came out as trans, and I had never heard of the word transgender before and I knew nothing about it. So I did a lot of research. I watched videos, I looked up information, and it just clicked. The summer before going into freshman year, I told my mom. I told her that I wanted to transition and I wanted to cut my hair and be a guy. Her reaction was, I know you better than you know yourself. I'm your mother, you're a girl. This hurt me so bad because it took so much of me to come out to her and to tell her this, and then she just shut me down. I remember freshman year, this girl who was really good friends with my friend, my best friend at the time actually, she told her I was a lesbian for her, and it basically scared her off from being my friend. We went from hanging out every day for 2 years straight to just saying hi in the hall. I remember it was like when those Facebook quizzes came out, you could answer questions about your friends, and that girl answered one about me, and she was like, who is Cameron in love with? And then she inserted my best friend at the time's name, and a couple people from my school commented on it, everyone saw it. It was a big joke to them, but it hurt. 2010, I went into sophomore year, and my home life and everything was just stressful. I didn't get along with my stepdad. I was not doing well in school and I didn't have that many friends. 2011, I became really depressed. I started seeing my first therapist. 2011 was also the first year I tricked my mom into buying me a binder and a wig. I told her the binder was a compression shirt for gym class, and I told her the wig was I wanted to be Justin Bieber for Halloween. And then when my mom bought me the wig and the binder, I would put it on at night when they all went to bed, and I would put a hat on and a big t-shirt, and then I would just sit in front of my computer the whole time. I remember I actually went to Boston one day and I packed a backpack and I put all my stuff in there and I would just be comfortable. That year was the first year that I tried to kill myself. I tried overdosing on allergy medicine and sleeping pills so many times that year. I was just sad all the time. After I was seeing my therapist for a little bit, I started seeing a psychiatrist, and my psychiatrist prescribed me antidepressants. I remember one night, me and my stepdad got in a fight, and I had written him a I'm sorry letter. I was just like, I'm sorry, I am a horrible stepchild, and da 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 da. And I remember he found it, and I walked in my room and he started reading it out loud to me and just making fun of me. And that night I took half the bottle of antidepressants and I tried to kill myself. I threw up all over my floor, and I'm pretty sure my mom knew what I did. 2012, I was a junior in high school. My home life was horrible. I didn't have a lot of friends. School life was so hard to concentrate on. Then 2013 was the year I graduated high school. It was also the same year that I came out as transgender to my stepdad. He took it so bad. I remember we were in the car one day going to pick up my mom in Boston, and we were on the highway and he just started yelling at me. He told me I was making my mom cry herself to sleep every night. I was butchering my body. I was disgusting. I was never gonna get a job. He told me I needed to have sex with a guy before I knew what I wanted. When we got to picking up my mom, I told her I was gonna chill in Boston for a couple hours and take the train home that night. After they left, I took half a bottle of Tylenol and I called my mom instantly. My stomach started to hurt. It felt like needles. She called my boss at the time, who was my neighbor, and she came over and she just waited there with me until my mom came. I remember her holding me and I was just crying. I couldn't breathe. I was crying so hard. My mom came and my mom stayed with me for a bit. We just laid there and I just cried and I told her I wanted to die, and I just wanted to be a boy. A few days after that, I packed up my stuff and I moved out of my mom and my stepdad's house. In July 2013, I checked myself into gender therapy and I cut my hair. I got my testosterone letter in November, but I didn't start T until May. And the reason I waited was because I knew my mom wasn't ready and I wanted to give her a little bit more time, but May came around and I couldn't wait anymore. So I walked down to the doctor's office by myself and I got my shot. March 2015, I got my top surgery letter from my therapist. Originally, I was gonna use insurance. My stepdad's insurance did not cover it. I tried to go to my stepdad to have him take me off of his insurance so I could get on one that would cover my surgery. He called my biological dad's family and basically told them I was mutilating my body, it was unsafe. And I remember my grandma calling me and she was so worried. He made such a big deal over a surgery that would make me happy. I had to pay $9,000 out of pocket. November 5th, 2015, I got top surgery with Melissa Johnson in Springfield, Massachusetts. After I had to pay all that money, I ended up getting a second job and working 7 days a week. Life is so much better now. I don't speak to my stepdad anymore. My mom is great. Dad's family is great. Everyone is great. Thank you guys so much for listening to my story, and I hope that it helped someone. If you're in a similar situation as me, just know that it will get better.